The main reason I wanted to do this video is because I wanted to explain the difference why you would purchase a turnkey versus a DIY and the cost versus your time building it. The 30 amp 1 element boil in a bag system I purchased was $575. The DIY 30 amp single element boil in a bag system is $375. That's $200 difference. Now what is your time worth? I would ask that. My time, I would think all of our time would be, it's going to take 5 to 10 hours to build that. So that's significant, $200. So the price goes up from here. The 30 amp 2 element system is $1,400. That is a complete turnkey system. It's $1,400 for turnkey. The DIY system is $1,100. That's $300. The 50 amp 2 element system is $1,750 for the turnkey, $1,350 for the DIY. That's $400. So that's the main reason I want to do this video. What's your time worth?
Had a few people ask me about my control panel and why I purchased a 30 amp boil in a bag system. When I do not do boil in a bag, I'm all grain, and I have a mash tun and hot liquor tank. It's quite simple. I have a RIMS tube, which makes it where I do not need a second element. If you're HERMS or RIMS or however you want to call it, you can, the RIMS tube is my element, is my second element, so it's going to maintain mash temperature throughout, or however I'm going to mash it, whether it's step mash or however it is. The boil in a bag to me was the best way to go, because if you have a 30 amp single element system, you can only fire one element. If you have a 30 amp 2 element system, you can only fire one element at a time. So if you want to fire 2 elements, and I'm talking about heat 2 vessels at the same time, you need a 50 amp system. 50 amp 2 element system. So having said all that, you got to be careful. If you purchase a dual element 30 amp, you have to preheat all your water, just like I do, and your second element in your HERMS or RIMS or whatever type of system you have, using that second element, it can only be fired at that time. Now, having what I have, my RIMS is using the 120 volts to maintain mash temperature or step it up. So at that time, while I'm stepping up or mashing, I can be preheating water. So in a sense, it's kind of like having a 50 amp system without having the 50 amp system. Now, this box was, it's first of all, it's 12 by 12 inches by 6 inches deep. It comes with the box that you see, the power cable that you would plug into your wall, and the temperature probe cable with a temperature probe. That's what you get for $575. Now what you will need is a element that you can put in your pot, whether you use a mounted version or a welded in version like I did. I recommend a 5500 watt element. Just if you do a 10, 15, 20 gallon batch with a 5500 watt element, it's going to be worth the money. It's going to be worth the extra $15 versus the $4,000 to the 5500 watt element. It's worth it. Spend the money, and you need to make sure it's a stainless steel element, of course. You will need a 30 amp GFCI protected 240 volt service coming from your home to the power supply in. GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupted. You want to have that protection just in case something grounds on you. Just protect your life and just to be safe. You're going to need an L5-15 to 5-15 jumper. That's it right there. That's going to be for your pump. You can buy them at Lowe's or Home Depot. I went ahead and got mine from Electric Brewing Supply just because it was easy and painless. And of course the kettle with the element. Now you do get the box, you get the cable for the temperature probe that goes to your temperature probe. You get the probe, goes into your kettle. I'll show you all that. So here's what you get. Here's your temperature probe cable. That's your temperature probe cable, you get that. And of course your temperature probe that'll go in your kettle. And then your power cable. 6 foot of cable power. That's what it looks like. It's a dryer plug. And this is your main power, so that's what you get with it. This is 10 gauge. It's flexible. I went ahead and got a longer cable and did that. That way I could stretch it across the garage and plug up. Temperature probe, your pump, your element, and your 240 volt 30 amp. Now if you get the 30 or the 50, it's not going to matter. The plugs are going to be the same. You're going to have two of those elements. You're going to have one of those. It's one of the plugs. It's going to be 240 volts, but it's going to be a 50 amper. And of course you'll have 2 pump jumpers, and then you're going to have 3 probes, depending on the box that you would decide to buy. Let's go inside. They take some pride in what they do. They do a really, really good job. I'm very pleased. Like I said, I have an electrical background. They did add a separate breaker inside, which is nice and handy. And one of the suggestions that they have after they ship it to you is check all your set screws, make sure everything is good and tight. And I did. Nothing was loose. They pack it very well. There's your solid state relay. Very well constructed. Can't complain. It's worked flawlessly so far. So I hope this video has helped. And any questions or comments, please put them down below. Don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. This is Eric. Cheers.